Hosting the Red Sox on Wednesday night. Ramiro Mendoza, well, 3-0 with a 2.59 ERA career at Texas. Didn't look good in his last outing, and not looking good in this one. In the bottom of the second, Lance Nix, two-run upper deck shot. Nix is second, 2-0 Rangers. Bottom third, 2 on, 2 out, and Mark Teixeira, 2 for 22. Teixeira in his previous 6 games. He homers, his 15th. It's 5-0 Rangers. Bottom 5, 5-1. Hank Blaylock in an all-star mood to go upper deck. His 18th. It's 6-1 Rangers. And, well, Mendoza lasted one more batter in his line. 4 1/3, 7 earned, 7 hits, 3 home runs. He's given up 14 runs over 8 2/3 in his last 2 starts. Bottom 7, 8-1 Rangers. Donnie Sackler. Kevin Millar. He does not live on Glove Street. Knicks score, and the Rangers win this one 9-2 is your final. Texas had lost 5 in its last 6 homers. Well, we got the Yankees in Anaheim. Roger Clemens looking to keep up his dominance of the Angels. Roger Clemens is 28-8 lifetime against the Halos. The Yankees began the day 1 1/2 games up on Boston, so they've got a chance to gain some ground here. Put some more ground between them. David Eckstein, sit down. Top 3, Jason Giambi. Just 4 for 26, 1 RBI in his last 8 games. That one's not coming back. Off John Lackey, number 30. It's 3-0 Yanks. Back to Clemens. Bottom 5, Benji Molina. Check at the door. Gone. Bottom 8, Yankees lead 8-zip. Alfredo Amazaga. The comebacker to Clemens, to Jeter for 1. Double trouble to end the inning. Bottom 9, Clemens looking for the complete game. Adam Kennedy looking for the base hit. Looks like Roger's going to get what Roger was looking for. His last shutout win was June of 1999. The Yankees win it 8-0. Kevin Appier, who started 2 World Series games for the Angels last season, was released Wednesday. 15-year vet with a 7-7 record and a 5.63 ERA. Didn't make it out of the first in Tuesday's loss to the Yanks. He's making $11.5 million this season.
Mariners took the series opener from the Tigers. I can tell you're stunned. Top first, Jamie Moyer on the hill facing Dimitri Ballplayer Young, and he'll drop that into left. Alex Sanchez going to try to get home. Randy Wynn up and got him by plenty. Nice tag by Dan Wilson. You're done. Bottom first. Well, let's load him up for Wynn. That would be your money ball, a grand slam. 9-0 Seattle after 1. Nate Corneo done after 2/3 of an innings pitched, 42 pitches. Not pleased. Bottom 5th, Win again. 1 on facing Stevie Sparks. That failed to knuckle. Oh, Win and win big. Seattle did. Your final 13-3. Also out west, Indians, A's. Oakland's won 6 in a row at home. Ted Lilly 4-4 though in his starts at home this season. Victor Martinez in the 4th. Here comes Terrence Long, and no, not going to get there. Ball gets by him. Jody Garrett will score. It's 2-1 in favor of the Tribe. He scores easily. We'll look at it again. Long, maybe you let that one hop. Try to play it. Oh well, can't get it back now. Bottom 4th. Here's some defense. Angel Santos from behind the bag gets Ramon Hernandez. Definitely top 10 quality. Well done in the field. How about at the dish? Top 5, Santos facing Lilly. He'll win that one. Lilly hit him right in the bat. His first major league home run. Tribe lead it by a count of 3-1. Tribe lost 5 in a row there in Oakland, trying to break that jag. Top 8, 2 on, Ryan Ludwig. That'll get through. Little single to center. Garrett scores again. Milton Bradley going to try to get to third. He's out, but this time he didn't yell at any umps. Indians win it by a count of 4-2. A's get some pop for their outfield. Acquire Jose Guillen from the Reds. Guillen 3rd in the NL and hitting at .337, 23 homers. It actually packed up early this week in anticipation of a trade. So he did sit in for the Reds team pitcher Wednesday, since he gets pitcher Aaron Harang and 2 farmhands. Rookies, the Diamondbacks and Marlins met in Florida. Johnson never lost to the Marlins. Let's talk about the matchup, Willis.
If you can't get jacked up facing Randy Johnson, you can't get jacked up facing anyone. So that's something special. And if it was a heavyweight fight, it'd be a hell of a card.
All right, well, they consider us jacked up, and in the top of the first with no score and 1 out, Alex Cintron, consider him jacked out. That one from Willis over the left field fence. Citron's 8th home run. D-backs lead it 1-0. O'Monasy in uniform, not in the starting lineup, did get the pinch hit, grounded out in the 8th. Top 2 still 1-zip D-backs. Willis missing. Walks Quentin McCracken. Only walked 2, but this is coming back strong. Chad Muller, no. The big, sorry, Mr. Johnson, didn't mean to do that. 2 out, next batter, Willis, Matt Cada with a K. Willis strikes out the side. Top 5 still 1-0. Willis strikes out Muller again. And David Justice talks about the D-trade role, and the kids all have nicknames, you know.
What makes Dontrell Willis so effective is the fact that he's so deceptive with that windup, all knees and all elbows. But the fact that all of his pitches move. He has the sinker, he has the slider. Everything he throws up there has movement on it, and the hitters are having a tough time actually picking up the pitches.
Hey, the big unit not bad. Goose eggs into the 6th, but he's got trouble. Bases loaded. He's still up 1-0. Not no more. Miguel Cabrera, Junior Spivey gets one and then throws it away. Shea Hillenbrand can't pick it. 2 runs will score, both unearned. The Marlins lead at 2-1. Johnson, not bad. Gave up 4 hits in 6 innings. Top 7 still 2-1. McCracken goes down. Willis getting a hug from his catcher, Von Rodriguez. Well done. We'll get the last 6 outs for you. Top 8 still 2-1. Of the last 6, this was the most impressive. Sintra, little Dyer, Quayle. Juan Pierre's there for the diving catch. Willis and the Marlins celebrate a 3-1 win. Justice and Willis reflect.
Dontrell Willis rose to the occasion tonight. You knew he'd be excited facing Randy Johnson, a guy that he idolized since he was a kid. But he showed up tonight, and once he settled down, it was pretty much lights out for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
It's just an honor just to go against somebody of that caliber. We both pitched with good games, and I guess the ball just bounced my way, so I'm going to enjoy this one.
Willis improves to 10-2 on the year. Johnson drops to 1-4. Goodness, Willis strong in his 16th Major League start. 4 hits, a run, struck out 8 in 7 innings of work. As you can see, Willis far ahead of where the big unit was after his first 16 turns in the bigs. But, I mean, better record ERA, a lot more strikeouts. A long way to go to be considered unit quality. Bases loaded, he's down 2-0. A lot of trouble in the first. Adam Everett's going to add to it. 2-run single to left. Jeff Kent. He takes the motorcycle or the truck home. Orlando Merced as well. Get him early, get him often. It's a nice start. 4-0 Strohs. Bottom first. Here comes Giles. Fire. That next at bat, Giles looking to tie in a record of 10 straight hits and 10 straight at bats. Only 3 NL players have done that since 1940. Bip Roberts, the last to do it, 1992. All right, here it comes. Ron Vallone, and no, it's deep, but cancel the parade. Giles 0 for 4 with a walk. Still 9 consecutive hits. That's nice. That'll raise the average. Bottom third, Braves down 4-1, 2-on-2 out. Javi Lopez flies to left, and he will strand runners on first and third. Braves not producing the runs there. That's rare when that happens. Braves third in the RBIs category in the bigs. Bottom 5, 4-2, 2-on, 2 out. Vallone, Lopez can't get the clutch hit again. Bottom 7, Braves 5-2. Octavio Dotel's on 2 outs, 2 on. Javi Lopez, and there's a little producer. Little flare gets down, RBI single, narrows your score to 5-3. Next batter, Robert Fick, gonna pick him up, maybe. No, Adam Everett is there, cutting across the bag. Well done. Threat inning over. Astros go on to win at 7-3. Good glove there. This not so good. Astros having to shelve Roy Oswalt on the DL again, 3rd time this season. May, June, now July. Oswalt aggravated a groin injury Tuesday night, left in the 3rd inning of a loss to Atlanta. Timetable for his return unknown. It could be a season ender. Oswalt 6-5 in 17 starts this season.
San Francisco and Chicago. Picture this. Barry Bonds with an extra bowl of Wheaties. He's ripped and ripping in BP. Top 10 play nominee worthy, and we have the broken window 520 feet away to prove it. Right, Gary Miller?
I was standing next to Barry during BP, and he was very upset that it didn't go on the roof. Now, the roof, you can see the gutter is right up there. He just missed going on top of the roof, but he cursed because he was trying to get it on top of the roof.
Bonds' first at bat against Kerry Wood, who he's never homered off of. Stays that way Wednesday. Bonds 1 for 2 with 2 walks. 1 out and 2 more men on base later. They can all walk home. Mrs. C's favorite player, Fonzie. Hey. Just hit a grand slam. Edgardo Alfonso, 2nd career, first since 1997. It's 4-0 in the 2nd, and that would be plenty for all-star starter Jason Schmidt, who was 5-1 in his last 6 starts, but missed his last start with an injury. Looked fine. Retired his first 12 batters. Here in the 3rd, he tamed Alex Gonzalez, Paul Bacco, and Wood. with all three doing their swing and sway like Sammy Kay imitation. Schmidt needed just 4 pitches to get through the 4th inning, took a perfect game into the 5th. Bottom 6 no longer perfect, but a no-hitter, no longer that either. Kenny Lofton, Schmidt's teammate a year ago, takes him yard, 10th of the season, first as a Cubby, 4-2. Schmidt then gave up a single, but got Sammy to fly out. Moises Alou to ground out. Giants have won 16 of their last 21 after beating the Cubs 6-3. Second inning, Renelvis Hernandez. Advantage Valentin, his 15th. It's 2-1 after the solo job. And if some is good, more is better. 3rd inning, Valentin Hernandez. Advantage Valentin, 2nd of the game, 16th of the year, 2nd of the highlight. 6-4 Chicago. Oh, Valentin suffering a bad case of bat scratch fever. We go to the 5th.
That ball hit deep. Get up. Stretch. Stretch. You can put it on the board. Yes. 3 in a row for Jose Valentin.
Oh, give me a triple shot of that juice. That's a top 10 play nominee. First player to hit 3 since the big hurt in '96 at Boston. How about 4? Well, Sean Lowe in for Hernandez, who lasted just 2 2/3, his shortest outing of the season. 4 straight balls to Valentin. We go to the 7th. Paul Konerko, 2 RBI already in this ballgame. Bases loaded. Homer Tuesday. Off low. Deep to left center, Carlos Beltran. Oh, that's a top 10 nominee for the grab right there. Sean Lowe says, oh, I'm out of the inning. Hey, oh, thank you. Sean, guess what? Come back. Come back, Sean. We got bad news for you. Carlos didn't catch it.
What? Oh.
Looks like he had it. Looked like he lived on Glove Street. Then he moved. Konerko's 9th home run of the year. It's 14-4. Valentin, full count. Does he have a 4 spot in him? No, he's got ball 4. Lowe walks him again. 9th inning. Valentin up again looking for that 4th homer. Valentin going to strike out swinging, but the ball gets away from Mike DeFelice. Valentine reaches for the 6th time in the game, drives in a career-high 6 runs. White Sox win 15-4. They set season highs for runs, hits, and homers. Konerko and Magglio Ordonez both swinging a bat made from the wood of a tree felled by lightning. Over the last 3 weeks, each fella has racked up 5 homers and 21 RBIs. Konerko has raised his average 39 points since July 11th. Sidney Ponson has won his last 4 starts, and Mike Hargrove was the first to admit trade talk for the righty was hot and heavy prior to this game. Bobby Cox in Atlanta, Grady Little in Boston, Tony La Russa in St. Louis, and Jimmy Williams in Houston may all be thinking about getting Grover's guy. Twins got to him early. Bottom 1. Shannon Stewart with the double. He's been hot since coming over for the Jays. Next hitter, Louis Rivas. Bounces high. That's an infield single. You got runners on the corner. Doug Mankiewicz, batter number 3. He walks on 4 pitches. They're full. And Jacques Jones, just 3 for 14 career against Ponson. He too reaches, scores 2. Ponson, 7 innings, 5 earned, matches the earned runs he'd given up in 22-plus innings in his previous Metrodome starts. Meanwhile, Brad Radke, only 1 win in his last 12 starts, took a 4-hit shutout into the 8th, struck out 5, and the 1 run he gave up was the fewest since opening day. The Twins, they get the win, 5-1.
Dodgers, Phillies, Bobby Abreu and the Fightins. That's Fightins with a PH. We're going to stay ahead of Florida in the wild card race. Florida's with the regular F. Bottom 1 out. Ricky Leday back to Kevin Brown, and KB then flips it down into right field. That's a bummer. Leday wheeling around all the way to 3rd. For Brown, that is a 3-base error. And then he's got to deal with this guy, Jim Thome, and he kills it. Actually, he made toothpicks out of his bat, but strong enough to get it into right field. Ones that Phil's, the fanatic, likes it. And, oh, actually, Michael Keaton, sorry about that. The 5th inning transition, Brett Myers rolling on. Ricky Henderson, Ricky be looking. These are his tourists, Dunn, Sean Green. Get your glove, the inning is over. Myers, 6 innings pitched, 7 Ks, 2 runs, but not going to get a decision in this thing. Bottom 7, 1 on, 2-2. Leday to deep center. Off the wall. Marlon Burt hustling from first. The throw coming in, and he's in there safe. Leday, who was 3rd on the throwing error, this time gets a triple out of it. Leday 1 for 4. The Presidents love this kind of stuff. Top 9, 4-2. Jose Mesa, the red glove, gets Mike Kincaid ground into a 6-4-3 double play. So let's eat. We'll have a clubhouse buffet, and all Phils win it 4-2. Cards and Expos. Tony La Russa's team in need, as you heard Peter Gammon say, of some starting pitching. So here's some guys perhaps call to arms you could get. Juan Hernandez right there in Montreal, 10-7. Jeff Suppan, 10-7. Calvi Mascabar, 6-6. Sidney Ponson, 4. Everybody wants these 4 guys. We'll have to stick around and see who gets them by 4 o'clock on Thursday. Top first, 6-0. Dan Herron, the rookie pitcher, an RBI double off the left field wall. Mike Matheny scores his first big league RBI. Herron's up 7-0 in this one before he has to go out and throw a pitch. Nothing like spotting yourself a few runs. Bottom second, Jose Vito rips it. Look at Bo Hart get on up. Guy makes a great play every night. Mad hops on defense. Bottom 6, still 7-0. Herron gets Andy Chavez looking right down the middle of the plate. And the Cards be all right if he keeps throwing like that. 11-1 Redbirds, 7 innings pitched, no runs, a walk, 3 Ks for Herron.
At Cincinnati, Reds have lost 11 of their last 13 home games, and, well, who's not there anymore? Jim Bowden, gone July 28th, middle square. Bob Boone, manager, sent on the same day. Scott Williamson in the left corner Tuesday. Jose Guillen Wednesday. And Aaron Boone, well, he's shaky. He may be gone, too. He's asked for a trade. Bottom 9, Justin Spire hangs a slider. Jason LaRue ties this game at 2 with his 12. Spire had been 5 for 5 in save-off since taking over the closer role for Jose Jimenez. That's him with 2 on. Still tied at 2. And Booney right back at him. And Jimenez can't make the play. Bases loaded for Adam Dunn, and he's smoking. Right by Todd Helton. Russell Branyan, who started for the traded Jose Guillen, he scores 3-2. 24 since he's 48 wins have come in their last at-bat.
It's Brian Giles' milestone night at the ballpark. He's 1 hit away from 1,000, 1 homer away from 200. There's your 1,000th base hit. It's a single, but let's make it 2. Let's make it a single, and you go back to the dugout. Overslid the bag, but that's all right. 1,000. Well done. Bottom 4, 2 outs, 2 on, and Brian Lawrence gives up a gopher ball to Reggie Sanders. 3rd straight game with a homer. That's a 3-run job, so the Pirates go from 2 down to 1 up. And then a top 10 nominee, Brian Lawrence. Giles again. That's a 2-run homer. His 200th, and the beauty there, you can't get tagged out at second. Brian's Pirates lead at 5-2, and then Sanders again. His 2nd homer of the game. Pirates lead 7-2, win by the same score, and everybody pictured in this highlight maybe with a different team by 4 o'clock Thursday.